Hey explorers, my name is Mark Williamson and this is my channel, Age of Exploring.
So, had a really good night. We're on day 3 of the Death Valley trip. Actually, I'm headed home, but I'm going through the west side of the park. Go see the Mesquite Dunes, the stovepipe wells, some of the things over there. Should be a good day. Had a good night last night. There was no wind. It was nice and it was cool, but not cold. Slept well. It was a good night. So this is the Devil's Cornfield. Remember, tourist people tried to give names that would attract people's attention when they came here. But basically, it's an arrowweed that binds the soil to the root system, so it gets the moisture from the soil. And doesn't tolerate much salinity, so you know the water table here is not very salty. But it does look like stacks of or bundles of corn after a harvest, I guess. Devil's Cornfield. And then you can see over there the Mesquite Dunes. That's where we're headed next. Well, that guy flew by quickly. Alright, so our next stop is Mesquite Dunes over there. I'm heading west on the 190. I guess that makes me from California when I go on the 190. Anyways, we're heading towards Mesquite Dunes. We're about 1 mile from the Mesquite sand dunes. You can see them. Well, ignore this car. You can see them off to the right here. To make a sand dune, you have to have the blowing wind, obviously, and sand or dust, but you need something to stop it. And because of the Death Valley going this way and the valley going this way, going west, I think that it causes a swirling of wind, that it allows the wind to slow down and deposit the sand that it's picked up. And as we saw over the last couple days, well, you know, look at how dusty it is over there. That's amazing. Wind's blowing really, really hard right now. It can get windy in Death Valley, which is cool, you know, but this is the result of it, and they stay here, so we're going to take a look at the Mesquite sand dunes. Actually, I don't think I'm going to stop here. I could park, but then I just have to walk over there, and I'm kind of want to make sure I get home at a reasonable time. That's the Mesquite sand dunes right there. That's traffic right here. You can walk out all the way on them if you want. It's a slog. I've done it with my camera. Probably will do it again. Stovepipe Wells is right around this corner here. Now, it used to be actually farther east on the other side of the Mesquite Dunes. And I think it's called Stovepipe Wells because they dug a well and used a stovepipe to reinforce the sides. And so the stovepipe would stick out of the sand or the ground, and that was Stovepipe Wells. It's got good camping. If you don't like shade, because there is none. It's got a resort with if you look at Google Maps, a pool. You can get gas, which I don't need. And camps. Cafe is actually really good. All right, we turned off 190. We're on Windrose Road, and we're heading towards the Charcoal Kilns in Death Valley, about 26 miles away. I have 28 on Garmin. But basically, they're a series of charcoal kilns that were used to create charcoal for the borax works in the Harmony Borax Works in the valley. And they created the kilns to create charcoal, and they're still intact mostly. A little far off the 190, but that's okay. We got time, we got gas. So next stop, Charcoal Kilns. Look at the valley we're in. One of the valleys that makes up Death Valley. It's kind of a west to east series of valleys and mountain ranges. These are the charcoal kilns in Death Valley. They were built by the Modoc Mining Company. It was Mr. Hearst, not Randolph, but his father, or Randolph, I guess it is. William Hearst is one of the Hearsts, the father of Hearst Castle guy. Owned the company. It was not very profitable, but they got down Piñon Pines, which were real common around here, and fired them inside these. Turned them into charcoal because of low oxygen, and then they hauled them to the smelting place about 20 miles from here. Cooling down, the whole process took about 6 to 7 days to fire them, and another 5 to 6 to cool them down. So they probably had one or two per day going. And they had people that were cutting them down, the wood down. Still smells like creosote in here. You can smell the charcoal or the burning wood or the burnt wood. And this was built in 1877. So it is an old place. They say it's probably the best preserved charcoal kilns in the West, because they were only used for 4 or 5 years. This is Rainbow Canyon, sometimes known as Star Wars Canyon, because of its look near Tatooine and the technical maneuvers that it takes to fly through a fighter jet from the nearby China Air Force Base. So I guess Lemoore flies here, but they fly down there, actually below us. I don't think they're going to be flying now, but yeah, this is the Star Wars Canyon. It's formed by volcanic action and erosion. You can see the layers of lava over there from the different volcanic events. Death Valley was acquired from the nearby reserve Air Force Base, but only under the conditions that the area could still be used for flying and training, which it has been since the 30s.
On the way home, I got to the Cajon Pass, got to the bottom, and it decided to rain for like 10, 15 miles. First time ever traveling in the rain. It's kind of fun.
I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that stuff, because, well, I'm a new channel. I'm trying to get all the help I can. Not that it's really important to me. I'm not making money off this. I'm just enjoying what I'm doing. But I'd like to share it with more people.
As always, be great, do good, go out and explore.